Hi, and welcome back to my channel. This is part 3 and the final part of my Homemade Marinade series. Making your own homemade marinades can add an amazing depth of flavor to your food. It allows you to control the exact ingredients that you put into your meals and into your body, and is a really cost-effective way to make sure you can diversify your meals while eating at home and saving money. To quickly review, there is a basic formula for homemade marinades. You need your base oil, you need an acid, a sweetener, your seasonings, and your herbs and aromatics. We talked about a lot of that in part 1, so go back and watch that if you haven't already, but try to use the things that you already have in your home. Don't go out and buy extra things to make marinades unless you are missing an essential part of the formula. But the goal here is to use what you have to make really creative meal options at home. For my homemade marinades, for my heavier meats, I like using jellies and jams as my sweetener over a honey. I also like maple syrup because it adds a richness to a lot of the flavors. I do bulk shopping at Costco, and that really helps me be able to afford diversifying my weekly meals. And I'll go through now and talk to you about what I eat in an average week. So my goal in my weekly eating routine is to eat homemade from scratch meals in a very cost-effective way and not eat out and not eat processed foods. I like controlling the ingredients that go into my foods to decrease toxins and just unnecessary chemicals, and make sure that my food is nutrient dense and a benefit to my body as much as possible. So when I was first learning this skill of from scratch meal prep, I was still allowing myself to use whatever I already had in my pantry, but this was taken almost 9 months ago, and a lot of these ingredients and flavors I've learned to make at home. But at the time of making this video, I'm still going through the ingredients that I already had in my kitchen. So in a typical week, I will usually eat chicken 2 to 3 times for dinner. I will have my meat, whether it's steak or some type of beef meal, once, maybe twice, and then I will have fish twice. I will usually prepare my meals in the air fryer or my oven. Sometimes I will pop it on the stove and pan sear it, but not often. But I never fry my food, and I don't typically eat a lot of breads with it. I will usually create a side of a stir-fry veggie mix of some type. Sometimes I'll add a starch like rice or potatoes. It's kind of whatever I'm in the mood for that day. But I will usually pair these proteins that you see me creating with 1 or 2 sides, which always include vegetables. One of the reasons why these bulk shopping days and meal prep afternoons last me so long is because these are typically dinners, which sometimes can turn into leftovers for the next day. But for lunch, I usually have a completely different type of meal. So for my lunches that I take to work, I usually make what I call my $1 million salad on Sundays, and then I will take different salad dressings that of course I make from scratch with my homemade vinegars, and I will have salad. But my salads can vary in flavor, taste, and density by the day. I will make a video on how I do my $1,000,000 salads and how I vary them throughout the week so that it feels like I'm having a different meal every day. Even though I'm pretty much eating salad, it can taste very differently. Also, if I do have any leftover proteins, I will throw that on top of my salad the next day. And when I don't, I will usually top my salad with fruits, nuts, and raw vegetables. If you're wondering why I call it my $1,000,000 salad, it's because it makes me feel like $1,000,000. I'm getting so many vitamins and necessary nutrients from my salads that I feel great, my skin looks great, my hair grows fast, my nails grow. It just makes me feel really good. So that's why I gave it that name. But I will show you guys how I make it. And this is a weekly endeavor, but it's so worth it and it diversifies my meals. So I tend to eat lighter lunches and then a little bit of heavier dinners, but that's because I also work out and go to the gym and I really need that protein. The process that you're watching me do in my marinade series is something that I only have to do every 3 to 4 months, depending on how big my Costco haul is. So while it is time consuming on a Saturday morning to go shopping and then a Saturday afternoon to prepare all these meals, it's something that I have to do so rarely that for me, it's worth the time in one day to last me and set my future self up for the next several months. I hope this video provides you with the inspiration to start buying in bulk, saving money, stop eating out, to care about the ingredients that go in your food and in your body, to lower the amount of toxins and chemicals that you're putting in your body while also enjoying your food. I know for me, before I learned this skill, I struggled because I only could make about 10 or 15 different things and I would get bored with the things that I could create until I actually learned the skill of cooking, which allowed me to take what I already had and diversify it as much as I could so it would taste completely different and allow myself to feel like, wow, the amount of meals that I can make at home are endless as long as I'm creative with my ingredients. So look at recipes for inspiration, but just know you don't have to marry them and follow them. Don't go to the store and buy one ingredient that you're only going to use once for that specific recipe. Think about things that you can substitute, things you can add to get creative in the kitchen. It can be fun and give you the inspiration that you need to enjoy this process. So remember, you need your oil, your acid, your aromatics, and your seasonings, and a sweetener, and also add fun things from there. If you enjoyed this or got value out of it, please like this video and consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching my Homemade Marinade series. I'm gonna go pop these in the freezer and add them to my chicken and seafood and have food for the next couple of months. Thanks for watching and have a great day.